Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader at TechTrader.com. It's Monday night, January the 24th, and these are the charts of the day. Another big day on Wall Street today. Quick look. You'll see that the indices both popped dramatically here. And after I was off the desk today, you can see from here, I said watch the 5085 double top because it breaks through that, it could run. Sure did. 5085 to 5107.08 actually almost. And then the pullback, closing over 5100. Fantastic day for NASDAQ. The S&P 500, no slouch today. As you can see, the run that took it from the breakout point across this level here to test the all-time high and then break out and run up to 2284.5, almost 2285 before pulling back. Spectacular day. A lot of stocks, and I mean tons of them, were running today. Is this the blow-up stage I was looking for? Well, I'm not so sure, but we may be in melt-up mode here. So let's keep trading them until we see otherwise. I'll look at the stocks that I want to focus on today. ATI, I've been showing you the stock for a couple days. As you can see, it broke out today with a major thrust, breaking out of the falling wedge with a major volume thrust of almost 21 million. When you get this kind of a price volume thrust across a major resistance zone that's been keeping a stock at bay for a year and a half, it usually means we're going higher. My next target, 26. Secondary target, in the low to mid 30s. This is a swing trade with 10.6 days to cover. Had I been there today, I would have put a swing on it. As a matter of fact, I commented this morning I wanted to put a swing. Didn't get much of a pullback, did it? Here's your intraday pattern. You can see how fantastic the chart was all day in a beautiful rising channel. Thanks to Andre Caffey and the group for pitching in today and giving some very helpful advice. I took a look at all the posts today. It's pretty impressive. You guys are awesome. CENX. Well, Century Aluminum is one monster stock, and since the news about potential tariffs on Chinese aluminum, they have just rocketed. You can see here, NAA in particular, these two. Look at this chart, vertical. This has gone from 28 to 38, while CENX has gone from 8.5 to 16. Fantastic, 16 and a quarter actually. So, is it overextended? I said that yesterday, it's still going higher. What's the possibility now? Well, we may get a test of 18. But if that gets up in that zone, folks, be very careful. See the volume coming in? This looks like a blow-off stage, similar to what you had up in here. So I'd be careful with that one. Metal stocks in general, though, are strong. Look at CF Industries. This is, by the way, not metal, agricultural chemical stocks. The whole group just ran today. Now, this is a swing trade. You can see it's now 3 days in a row, having pumped from under 32 to 37 and change today. 5 points in the last three days. And look, it's looking awfully good in here. I'm expecting that maybe as early as tomorrow we could test the spike high of 37.72 reached in March of last year. And then we'll see if we can get through that. If we do, there is some line of resistance around 39.5. That would be my targets. Around 38, 39.5, 40. Well, CHKP, we can't ignore this one. Just phenomenal. It's motoring. The breakout occurred there. We had a couple-day pullback and then boom on earnings. It's still going. I'm looking for 105. 9.2 days to cover. Very interesting. Look at the long-term chart as well. You can see the long-term pattern on a weekly chart shows that this has energy to get up to 105, and if it blows through that, my target's 119. Well, the semiconductor stocks are going, and Cypress is finally playing catch-up today, and just yesterday morning at 11, it popped to over 12 today. Today was a nice little 68-cent runner at 6%. Volume was the best volume on an up day since the end of August, and this looks really intriguing in here, as it may be testing the 12 and a half range. If we get through that, we're looking at 14 and 16. Keep an eye on this one. There's 6.5 days to cover. And in the course of the overall structure of things, if this is a long move up, wave 1 and 2, this wave 3 could take this one substantially higher. Well, blue chip stocks are acting great, particularly some of the stocks that we like are DD, which broke out today of a 5-week wedge, 327 or 4.5%. Volume was this very hefty 5.7 million for that stock. It appears that a test of 79 and maybe 82 are in the offing. In that same sector, International Paper also broke out of a flag type pattern for about the last 5 weeks, maybe headed to 57 and then 60. Ingersoll Rand broke out a couple days ago, and today broke through the resistance level. I could very easily see 84, maybe even 90 plus. So we're starting to see some real quality stocks to make a move here. Back to my list. How about that FCX today? Beautiful. When you get 57 million shares and you break out across the double top and out of a complete wedge consolidation range, it looks awfully good for 19, 22, and then 25. This one looks great. GLW, that's the Corning Ink. Spiked up today, our $1.41 or 5.7% on 21 million. Big volume for that stock, although it is at the top of the channel. On a longer term look, you can see that possibilities are we may get a run up towards 28, which would test long-term resistance, 28 to 30 zone up here. So I'm going to draw this line across there, call it 30, and we'll see if we can get that to accelerate through the zone. Little GV Goldfield, which is not a gold stock, it's an engineering construction firm, is doing great. Look at the increasing volume. The last 2 days, some of the heaviest volumes we've seen all year as it breaks out of the coil. My target is about just under 8, so call it 7 3/4 going forward. Yesterday I mentioned He's looks like a real good swing trader. That may have been today. Inverse head and shoulders, pulled back, and today broke out. Now I hesitated giving it to you because at the time it was only about 150,000 shares, but it did end up at 400,000 plus. And it looks like this is headed to 28 and 32. Longer term, 42. 5 days to cover short. IIVI broke out of a consolidation range, actually broke through the top of the recent highs, which is, if you take a look at the long-term pattern, a massive basing pattern here, a breakout across the highs there, and now we should be headed, or could be headed, to the high 40s. This also looks like a good swing if we can get a pullback of any sort to retest, consolidate, etc. iRobot's doing phenomenal. The channel since the June low around 34 has nearly doubled it. The high today is 62, and the pop takes it out across the double top and maybe headed to 66 and then 70. Those are my swing targets. There's 10 days to cover in iRobot. Old friend LXU, a swing trade which pulled back in January, has been spiking back up again after retesting the October high there. It's snapping back. Next target, 10. Secondary target, 13. 10 days to cover on this one. This could get wild and crazy. Watch it. Another agricultural chemical stock that did great today was Moss. Take a look at the breakout. Massive base, major breakaway move, taking it out across there on 9.7 million. Targeting 36.5 and 41. 6 days to cover short. Pot also did great in that sector. It jumped 98 cents or almost 5.2% on 16.6 million. The best volume since August. This looks like it wants to see 21, 22.5, and then we'll see where it goes beyond that. MRCY, wow, big day for that stock as it breaks away with a big move, a huge volume for this stock, 2.3 million. And you can see it's right at resistance near the top of the channel. So there may be some back-ending filling, but if it accelerates, it's going to be a $40 stock. Micron in the semiconductor sector broke out of its, let's call it a coil. Volume picked up to 29 million. It was up 4.4%. The target from the December highs for a test would be 23.5. We get through that, targets to 26 and 28. Northern Dynasty, big move today, all-time record volume, 31 million shares. Now, when you see a stock run in multiple waves and then it gets that kind of volume, sometimes it's near-term extended. If it explodes, like it did in here, this could accelerate towards $4, $5. OCLR, folks, this looks like it wants to come blowing through this area. We have a triple top in here. If we get a pop or gap or run tomorrow, the stock could be headed to 13. Our swing trade is on, looking good. I'm wonderful how it held 8 several occasions. OLED exploded, got up to 67 and a quarter and pulled back about 3 points. So still up to 60, but disappointing close. Nevertheless, the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders, or this wedge, it was tested, and so was this gap. Any consolidation adds on maybe a setup for move to 75. 9.6 days to cover that one. STX, Seagate, which is data storage technology stock. Look at it after hours. Earnings came out, the stock exploded from 37.5 all the way up to 43.25. Huge. I think tomorrow could be a big day for the stock. There are 8.8 days to cover, and it's coming through a major range. Now, it could be a little bit of resistance up around 44. That would be my target for tomorrow. If it fills the gap, who knows where that can go. But for now, let's keep an eye on this one for entry opportunities for move up towards right there. TGH doing great. As you can see, the explosive move is taking it from 7.5 to 13.75 and closed above that high. It may be testing the multiple highs up at 16. That's the next target. Well, the uranium stocks are still looking good. Look at this pullback and explosive move from 15.25 to 18 just in the last 4 sessions. Volume is big at 1.8 million. That's the biggest volume ever traded. This beautiful base and breakout, if it gets any kind of pullback, would be a buy, but right now my target's 20. And lastly, Western Digital continues to do great, up another 336. My target is in the 80-82 zone. Folks, that's it for tonight. Lots of stocks moving. Should be an interesting day tomorrow.